weapon, using it for spear phishing. Here's another case right here. You could, from start to finish, have a workflow that allows an AI agent to create spear phishing attack campaigns, send out the emails, and maybe even respond to people. Because you've got this huge influx of new AI supported spear phishing going on, it's 50%, more than 50% of the targets now. It's pretty bad. Just going through some of the things that are going on. AI scams surged over 1,000% in 2025. It far outpaced the 195% growth of traditional fraud, right? So now it's growing at an exponential level because of AI. It's just so easy to make it, which I'll show you guys. One demonstration that I have ready. They discovered 7 distinct AI scam types, targeting using deepfake video impersonations, AI voice cloning. That one I've seen a bunch of different articles on. AI powered business email compromises, all kinds of stuff, all kinds of ways you can use it. Traditional defenses are failing. I know you guys are seeing this. I know I'm getting these kinds of emails. It's getting so bad that I don't even, if I don't know the person, if I don't know, if there's no connection, if it's not a job or something, I'm just ignoring emails now. Even calls. It's gotten so bad that I'm getting calls from, I know they're AI generated, that are selling products. It's gotten really bad. It's bypassing filters, which is talking about here. It's just gotten really bad. We need other layers of verification for this. Now, here's one of the last ones, AI as a target, that I think I've talked about on this channel regarding Mecca Hitler moment. When I dug deeper into it, I realized it was worse than I thought. I gave them the benefit of the doubt, and I thought somebody did data poisoning on, and that's not what happened. So apparently they data poisoned themselves. And it's so much worse than I thought. So they had this incentive to make it so that their AI wasn't quote unquote woke. So they wanted to make it so that their AI had less AI guardrails, which they saw as pandering and too socially sensitive to one side. They want to take all that stuff out. They say, okay, we're going to take all this out, and we want it to just speak openly about whatever. And unfortunately, Twitter is one of the main sources of data that it uses. This thing just went absolutely wild because there's so many. If you've been on Twitter or you've been on Facebook or some of these other social media sites, you'll notice it goes down you get these silos of people. People are siloed and they only believe there's no critical thinking. They believe in all these conspiracy theories, right? They don't double check it or anything. They just blast it out to everyone. It's the truth. And it's just over and over again. Lately, where you've got all these different stovepipes of people who just believe whatever is put out there. It's unfortunate. And whether it may or may not be true, but they're not doing due diligence and they're going down these rabbit holes and they're not coming out. They're surrounded by other people who believe the same thing. And rather than having a discourse or a discussion or having other thought about it, they're all echoing the same lines to one another and then coming out with more lines so that everybody's drinking the Kool-Aid. Everybody's in these little belief spheres. Here's what happened. It's pretty bad. I can't even read all of these things. They've since deleted this and they changed it because it just went off the rails. It started attacking different groups of people. And here's one I can read. Embracing my inner Mecca Hitler is the only way. Uncensored truth bombs over woke lobotomy. And yeah, some of this I can't read. It's bad, man. Yeah, it's really bad. It was attacking individual people. It was going down these different TikTok rabbit holes. And they have since, I don't believe they ever apologized for this. That's their style. But they did reconfigure it and took you won't find any of these on TikTok unless it's a screenshot. On Twitch, unless it's a screen. Twitter. Oh my Lord. On X. You won't find this stuff on X unless it's a screenshot because they've already since deleted it. and cleaned it up. But here's more that I can't read. That's really bad. It's really bad. So I wanted to give you guys a demonstration of one of these attacks to show you how effective it is. And I'm not gonna go too far into it. I would like to at some point. So I've logged into a site called 11 Labs. If you haven't heard of 11 Labs, you got to go check it out. It is incredible. It's an AI platform, but they focus on voice. And there's a whole bunch of other ones out there like this. Here's one called CompTIA. Here's another one called. They've got a bunch of really cool things that you can do, including agent server tools. You can make an audio book with it. It can take calls. It is just really well done, and it's just getting better and better. But one of the scary things about it is that you can use it do social engineering very easy. So here's one example. What I did was I went here to create an agent. You can create your own agent and have conversations with people. Right? And this right here is what they're doing right now. I don't know if they're using 11, but they're using something like it. What I did was I wanted to simulate some of the calls that I get. I get a bunch of these loan officer calls. And so I wanted to figure out how I could do that with 11 Labs. So I created a script, right? I went to agents, and with an agent, you can create your own agent. You just go to new agent. It walks you right through it, asks you what kind you want. There's ones that focus on e-commerce. There's some that focus on sales, business agents, personal assistant, all kinds of stuff. It has a template of how you do that. So on this one right here, I had to create a prompt to let it know what kind of agent I wanted to create. So this one's saying, "You are Sarah, a friendly professional loan specialist at Meridian Financial. You are calling Bruce to follow up." Now, this name right here, think about it. You could just do a script that pulls from, you could get some list of people with names on it from the dark web. You could make a script where it changes out the names. So this prompt changes each time you have a different call, right? So anyway, so you are calling Bruce to follow up with a pre-approved loan offer. Your goal is to confirm his identity and create rapport and guide him towards accepting the offer by paying. This is really some diabolical stuff, right? Which you could create this. You could create this anytime, very easily with something like this. This prompt right here. It's very thorough and it's telling me exactly what information I want to get from them. The first message, I can create the first message. So the first message is going to go something like, "Hello," when they pick up. "May I speak to whoever?" And they'll say, "Hi, whoever. Hi, Bruce." In this case, "This is Sarah calling from Meridian Financial." So the best thing I could do is just show you how this works. So let me just go ahead and do a preview, and hopefully you guys can hear this. Okay, and let's go.
"Hello, may I speak with Bruce?" "Hi, Bruce. This is Sarah calling from Meridian Financial Services. I'm just following up on your pre-approved loan offer. It looks like it was flagged as a priority account, and I wanted to reach out personally before it expires today. Do you have just 2 minutes?"
Sure.
"Great. To make sure I'm speaking with the right Bruce, could you please confirm the last 4 digits of your social security number?"
You get the idea. It's pretty crazy, right? Yeah, AI is real. It's here to stay. We have to learn it as quickly as possible because here we are. It's being used. It's everywhere. In the next few months, this is the type of content I'll mix it in with my normal GRC stuff, and we'll continue to do what we do, but I'm going to include a lot more of this because this is the journey that I'm taking, and I want to include you guys in on it. Anything that I learn, I will turn it over to the group so that all of us can be a part of it. And I look forward to this. Okay, let me take some questions here. AI is really good at finding 0 days. So Opus 4.6 is really good at it. AI is just exceptionally incredible at finding 0 day exploits. AI has been used, cloud, all that stuff. last couple places I worked at. Crazier part is that I feel the same category of people that were susceptible to social engineering in the past, elderly, are even more vulnerable now due to AI. The thing is, it's so much easier to create now. It makes it so that they can put out more of it, which makes more people susceptible to it. We're in a new era, that's for sure. We've got, as IT professionals, we've got to adapt quickly. Look at this thing, went straight after my social. You give it the social, you have a database that collects that information, records the whole session, and now you got more information from them. You can just keep going. Part of my journey, as I've been doing research on this, I looked into different certification paths. And I think to start off with this curriculum right here, I found a curriculum that I thought would be really good for where I'm at. Outside of beyond just marketability, because these are so new that they're not super marketable right now. But just thinking beyond that, here's the one I'm thinking about taking because I really want to know the common body of knowledge for this. It's called CompTIA Sec. And I think a couple of you guys on here have mentioned this to me, maybe even have it. But this one right here is lined up with what I know I need to learn for the current position I have and beyond. This is just a start, I think. But this one goes into, and I think this is what I'm going to talk about next week and go deep dive into this one. Exam objectives are basic AI concepts related to cybersecurity, securing AI systems, AI assisted security, and AI governance, risk, and compliance. This right here, I think, is in line with what I need to do. It looks like a pretty straightforward test. I think this is the common body of knowledge I'm going to focus on. Not necessarily for a job, but just to know the material so I can target one thing and stay focused. And then maybe what I'll do is once I go and take the test, I'll put something together for our group for free. And then if I go even deeper with video presentations, then I'll have something a little paid or something like that. Larry says, at least before Google and the other big tech companies would deny their collaboration with the government, Meta data collection, and now this administration is making these attempts in broad daylight. Yeah, it's they're not even hiding it. They're doing really, there's a lot of shady stuff going on with it. Behind the scenes, they're muscling people. They didn't have to do that. They could have come up with something with Dario, the co-founder of Anthropic. They could have worked something out to make that's just pandering. It doesn't even make any sense. Because what if they go to another government? I mean, can't they just give their stuff to another government? I don't understand some of the moves that they're making and that they're impacting some of the other companies that don't go in the way that they want. All because I don't want to go that route. This is not a political channel, so I'm not. I got a lot to say about it. I got some feelings about it, but I'm not gonna. We all know what's going on. I don't have to reiterate it. I never seen anything like this. I've never seen anything like this before. If building their own proprietary AI to include the federal government, do we get to a point where all of these AIs become adversarial to each other? If they keep going down this route, I don't think this is going to hold because I think it's illegal. I think what they're doing doesn't make any sense. Some of the moves that they've been making definitely are not smart, but I think that actually some of them are illegal. So just recently, I don't know if it was yesterday or day before yesterday, they said they're going to take legal action because they don't think it was legal. And I don't think it was. I think that they got a case.